Hey there, happy holidays. I hope your holidays are going fantastic and I hope your year of 2018 has ended up just really great. 2019 is right here, it's on our doorstep. And for those that evaluate this information, and should you decide it's something you want to be involved with, 2019 may just be the best year that you've ever had. Something truly spectacular has taken place and 99.999% of the people on the planet Earth have no idea what's happening. More importantly, have zero idea about what it can mean for them and their families. Matter of fact, most people will never even get an opportunity to participate because by the time they hear about it, it'll be so far down the road, they'll miss that sweet spot, that window of opportunity. You know what's interesting? Bill Gates says growth is what creates wealth. Growth magnifies and multiplies our efforts. And if you look at the history of business and more importantly, the history of wealth creation, one of the things you'll find is that in short windows, in short windows of time, massive wealth has been created. But what precedes those short windows is government deregulation. Governments passing laws and changing the game, and those who are savvy enough, or with the insider knowledge, those that happen to know the right people, they're perfectly positioned to take advantage of that. That's really where the majority of wealth is created. I mean, that's the top 1%. The other 99%, which by the way, I'm a part of, normally we hear about things after the fact, nor if we hear about them, there's not really a vehicle where we can position ourselves to take advantage of it. Well, I'm in the home-based business industry. I've been in this industry for 29 years. Why am I even qualified to talk to you? Well, I've been in this business for quite some time. About 2/3 has been in the field developing teams both domestically and internationally, and 1/3 has been in ownership as I've successfully launched 2 companies in this industry that still today, some of the legacy of those companies are still operational in different parts around the world. So it's been an amazing industry for me. I've learned a lot, had some amazing experiences, developed tremendous relationships, but more importantly than anything, I know this industry like you know whatever it is that you know best. And the one thing I know is history is a great predictor of the future, and one time before, and really only one time before on a national level, never on an international level, has this happened. What am I talking about? I'm talking about government deregulation. The last time that it happened, even just on a national level inside of my home country, the United States of America, an entire industry deregulated and exploded. And a number of companies positioned, but one got it right. And that company went from 0 to $1.4 billion in annualized revenue in 8 short years. The fastest company ever to get to that amount of revenue in any industry, any business at that time. And inside the home-based business industry, there's still not a single company in the history of our industry that has ever gone from 0 to $1 billion in revenue in one country in 8 years. That year when they hit 1.4 billion, they paid out over 500 million, over $500 million in commissions. More people earn more money in a shorter period of time in that company than any company in the history of the home-based business, modern 60-year industry. Now, why did that happen? Well, when deregulation happens, you have all the primary players that are involved. And guess what they're doing? They're marketing, they're promoting, they're advertising. They are pushing out to the market. They're creating awareness in the market. They're educating the market about the products or services that they offer. So if you happen to have an opportunity to be involved in that, you kind of ride on the coattails of massive companies that in many cases are spending hundreds of millions of dollars in their joint marketing efforts to promote and grow the market. And just by being involved, it's kind of like you get swept up in it, you get pulled out with it. And it's an amazing place to be. Well, that same thing's happened here because literally we just had the Farm Bill passed and the President of the United States signed it into action. Most people have no idea what that means. But most importantly is what it means is you and I and our families, we do have the ability to take advantage of it. Because just like what happened back in the late 80s into the 90s, when deregulation hit once before and the home-based business industry was able to participate, well, that was in a service, that was in telecommunications. This time, it's in the world of wellness. See, never before in the history of home-based business has there been deregulation that affects the wellness industry like what we're talking about right here. What does the Farm Bill actually mean? Well, the Farm Bill literally legalized hemp as a cash crop. That's right, I'm talking about hemp. Now, most of you, I know, when you hear that, you're going to think, is he saying marijuana? Is he talking about cannabis, marijuana? Well, inside the cannabis family, you have 2 different plants. One is the cannabis plant where marijuana comes from. It has THC. The other one is the hemp plant, which has no THC. So hemp is to marijuana like grape juice is to wine. You can drink all the grape juice in the world you want, drink gallons of it, and you won't get a buzz. But drink 2 or 3 glasses of wine, you're going to feel it. Same thing with hemp. You can smoke all the hemp you want and you're not going to feel anything other than maybe getting sick. But you smoke some marijuana, well, you can get high. So we're here to talk about health, not getting high. We're going to talk about hemp, a new legal industrial crop, a cash crop now in the United States just like corn, soy, wheat, cotton, any other cash crop. See, here's the thing. Hemp has been used for thousands of years, and it's used for numerous different things, but what we're going to talk about specifically here is we're going to talk about the wellness side of hemp. See, there's a system inside the body called the endocannabinoid system. Now, if you are like most people, you're aware of a circulatory system, a respiratory system, you're aware of a central nervous system, potentially the lymphatic system, but most likely you've never heard of the endocannabinoid system, which I never had as well. And the endocannabinoid system is kind of the master system inside the body. It's the newest system that's been discovered in the body. And it is the system in the body that creates homeostasis inside the body. It balances all the systems inside the body. And throughout our body, we have what's called endocannabinoid receptors. And guess what the best substance on the planet to use to feed those receptors is? Well, you guessed it. It's hemp. And so what's happening now is with this deregulation in the Farm Bill, hemp is now opened up and legal throughout the entire United States. Matter of fact, because hemp is so closely related to marijuana, it's been classified as a drug up to just recently, within literally the past week. So what's going on here is the entire world, all the industrialized nations of the world, they follow suit with what the United States does. So they've classified hemp as illegal as well. Well, guess what's happening? Literally, as we speak, this bill was just passed, just signed into law by the President of the United States. Already, Canada has legalized all cannabis across the entire country. Mexico has said by January 29th, 2019, just next month, that they want to open up and legalize cannabis throughout the entire country. Uruguay has done the same thing. Already since the bill is passed, England, Australia, Spain, Italy, France, numerous other countries are all saying already, we're moving in that direction as well. And we expect that within the next 6 to 12 months, you'll see the top 50 to 60 markets worldwide, as far as the economic top markets, will all have 100% legalization of hemp. And in many cases, cannabis, although we're not going to talk about cannabis tonight, we're going to talk about hemp and its ability to affect our health. Specifically, we're talking about the oil that comes from the hemp plant, the hemp oil. See, here's the interesting thing is, when you feed the body what it needs, there's no question the body is very, very powerful and can do a lot of great things inside the body. Now, here's what I suggest as we're going forward. I suggest number one is that you take some notes and you Google anything you hear. Google the Farm Bill, Google endocannabinoid system, Google hemp oil, CBD oil, Google positive health benefits of hemp oil, CBD oil, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. We're not here to make any claims or treat or cure or diagnose or mitigate any type of illnesses. Hemp oil doesn't do that. What it does is it feeds the body and allows the body to do what the body does best. Now, like I said, last time this happened, industry exploded. What's happening here is we're not just talking about the United States. We're talking about the entire world. And there's one company, I've evaluated this, I've been watching. I'm actually in Kentucky right now. Kentucky is the largest hemp producing state per capita. Mitch McConnell was the person in Washington that spearheaded this entire project to get the Farm Bill passed. And so I've known about this for quite some time. I've got a friend that has the second largest hemp oil extraction facility in the United States. And he knows people who know people, and they had it on pretty good, let's just say pretty good word that this was definitely going to pass. No question about it. So I started evaluating. I said, my industry, the home-based business industry, my gosh, nutrition and wellness is one of the biggest areas. If hemp is going to be focused on an entire growth sector inside the wellness industry, and you've got government deregulation, it's going to be the biggest thing that's ever hit the home-based business industry on the wellness side. I've got a position. So I started evaluating, and there were just a few companies in the industry who had seen the future, or what they believed the future to be, and they had positioned. See, I didn't want to get involved with a startup company that says, hey, a farm bill's passed, legalization is here, let's go start a company. No. I wanted one of the incumbents that was already positioned, already in business for at least a couple of years, and already doing millions of dollars a month in sales. I didn't want to have to fight all those first couple of years of issues or just try to figure it out. I wanted somebody who had already successfully navigated that. So I evaluated the companies in the industry, and I picked the one that I believe is the company that is best poised and positioned to not only take this around the world, but become the #1 hemp brand in the entire world, not just in the home-based business industry, but in the entire hemp industry worldwide. Now, why do I say that? Well, I'm going to share the points with you right now. And if you like what you hear, then just let the person who shared this with you know that you'd like to get started with us. $39, you become an affiliate with us. You purchase whatever product you feel like you want, and then you could start to build a business. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. The main thing, though, is I want to tell you about the company. The company's called Prime My Body. Prime My Body. And they're in their third year now. First year did about 20 million. Second year wrap up around 40 million. This is going to be starting their third full year in business. And I believe this year will do well in excess of 100 million. And I believe in the next 3 to 4 years we'll top $1 billion, maybe even more. And here's why. Remember what I said about government deregulation? Well, it magnifies and multiplies the efforts because other companies are getting involved. And just like we saw in the late 80s and 90s with telecom, that exploded the industry. So that exact same thing is going to happen right here. But this company, number one, has the management team that I believe has the best experience globally. And number two, is the best position financially to literally create the expansion that's needed dramatically in a very short period of time to position themselves for the distribution network to be in place to become the number one hemp company in the world. That's the first piece. The second piece is they're doing something I've never seen in the history of the industry. They've brought people in from the medical community at such a high level, people who have been involved in at a super high level in the industry, more than I've seen any company in the wellness industry, and even more importantly than that, they're treating this company just like companies that are involved in huge business. I'm talking about pharmaceutical, medical, insurance, technology companies. The way they're treating this is at such a high level of professionalism and really validation and verification that I've never seen in the home-based business industry and never in the home-based business industry for wellness. What do I mean? Well, they brought in a doctor by the name of Dr. Chan Ruan. Now, if you know anything about integrative medicine and functional wellness, well, here's the thing. The number one clinic in the United States is the Cleveland Clinic. The number two clinic is Dr. Chan Ruan's clinic down in Houston, Texas. So he's renowned as one of the top integrative medical doctors in the United States. An amazing doctor with a tremendous background in research. His mom's one of the top Chinese doctors in the United States. His dad is one of the top research medical doctors in the United States. He's on the board of directors for the National Institute of Health. He's developed an advisory committee, a medical advisory committee that between them, have done well in excess of 250 gold standard randomized double-blind placebo-controlled studies, and they're published in the American Journal of Medicine and all these different journals that are out there revolving around wellness and medicine. And so what's happening is literally already the company has started gold standard testing on the company's products, and there's more coming very soon. And literally by next June, which is only 6 months away, that's the annual convention for the company, there's going to be between 5 and 8 studies that have been completed on the product. Now here's the interesting thing. If you look in the entire industry of hemp, not just in the home-based business industry, there's not a single company that has even one gold standard randomized double-blind placebo-controlled study on their hemp oil. And our company already has a few in the works and a few more coming. We'll have 5 to 8 by next June. No. You talk about verification and validation. The second thing is they said, if we're going to be in the industry, we have to be with the absolute highest level. Our hemp oil has to be the best of the best of the best. So they secured global rights for a nano-enhanced emulsification process that gets the particles at such a small level, and then they wrap those particles with a liposome, with a lipid. And that's a fat molecule. So what does that mean? What that really means, it's a technical way of saying that it penetrates the cells faster, more of it gets into the cells, and it lasts longer in the cells. So faster absorption, more in the cells, more utilization, and longer in the cells to utilize even longer. It's the bottom line. It's the best quality that's available. So when you have the Rolls Royce of the product line, and you have the financial wherewithal, and you have the management team with the experience, the CEO of the company, he's done business all over the world. He helped a publicly traded company go from penny stock to publicly traded on NASDAQ. He was one of the first presidents of a network marketing company to actually hand the Chinese government a $10 million check and literally open up to legally do business in China. And when he resigned from that company, when he retired, he was doing well over $700 million in annualized revenue. He's opened 30 to 40 countries around the world. He's got a team that he's worked with for years, and so he has the experience. Well, the company right now is in the United States, and literally just within the past couple of weeks opened Japan and opened Taiwan. Within the next 30 to 60 days, we'll open Mexico and Canada. Within about 3 to 4 months, we'll open up Hong Kong. By the end of 2019, we'll probably have somewhere between 10 to 15 to 20 countries open. And within the next 1.5 to 2 years, we'll see probably 30 to 50 countries open. So there's going to be a footprint globally that is going to be faster to market, that's going to be bigger than any other company in the industry, thus creating the #1 brand. And when you have the best quality product in the market, backed by the research that nobody else is doing on their own product, again, this is kind of like big business meets home-based business. Never happened before. So the hemp oil is the primary product. It's primary product. And again, I suggest you just Google the positive health benefits of hemp oil, and you'll see an amazing array of things that it potentially can allow the body to do once you give the body what it needs. The second product, which is an amazing product, is a detox product. Most people don't know this, but We live in a very, very toxic environment. Matter of fact, the average baby being born today, if you take the umbilical cord between the baby and the mom and you analyze it out of the tens of thousands of man-made chemicals on the planet, between heavy medicals, heavy medicines, toxic solvents, all the different chemicals that are out there, on average, a brand new baby being born has about 350 chemicals already in its body. If you eat food other than from the most remote areas in the world, if you breathe air, if you drink water, if you use shampoos, conditioners, lotions, makeup, I mean, these things all have chemicals. Guess what? Our bodies are pretty strong, pretty resilient. They can handle some chemicals, but what's happening between chemicals in carpets and fire retardants and furniture and drapes and carpets, we're being overloaded. Our bodies can't handle it. That's why every non-communicable disease on the planet is increasing at an increasing pace. We've got to get these out. And we have the #1 detox on the planet to get heavy metals and solvents and toxic chemicals out of the body. And it is our ultimate detox. It literally gets into the body and it pushes these toxins and these heavy metals like mercury and cadmium out of the liver and out of the kidneys and out of the cells in the body. But the second thing, most important, is it also has a second step where it actually captures and binds to that inside the body. So instead of being reabsorbed and reuptake back into the body, you actually pass it out when you use the restroom. So we always believe that if you can get the bad stuff out, then all the good things you're putting in, whether it's just eating good quality food, taking nutritional supplements, and of course having the hemp oil every single day, you give that the ability to work even more effectively inside the body. On top of that, we understand the anti-aging side of hemp. And so if you take a look at plant-based protein, hemp is one of the absolute best quality plant-based proteins. So we developed an amazing superfood that could be used as a meal replacement or just for a snack for people that say, I want something that's totally good inside my body, none of the bad, all the good, and great protein. We have that. We also have started our skincare line with a moisturizer called Hydrate. And that's with the hemp oil because, again, topically applied, some of the external benefits, tremendous anti-aging benefits in that. And so that's going to expand into an entire line as well. We just are releasing our pet line. I don't know about you guys, but my wife and I, we've had pets, and we take care of our pets. We really take care of our pets. And these days, many people treat their pets even better, take care of them even better than they do some of their own family members. So it's a huge industry, and guess what? Pets are dealing with the same environmental toxins, and that's why they have so many diseases and things today that years ago they didn't have like they do today. So we've got a pet line that's out now. You can actually start placing orders for that, and we've got more products coming very, very soon. We're going to continue to vertically integrate additional products and continue to expand rapidly and take these products all the way around the world. So you say, okay, you got the very best hemp oils, you got a management team with experience, you're building global marketplaces faster than anybody else, you literally have a goal of becoming the #1 brand in hemp, you got government deregulation, which is going to magnify and multiply the efforts and collapse this time frame for what normally takes about 5 to 7 years in home-based business. Somebody full-time could do in 12 to 24 months. Part-time, you could do it in about 2 to 3 years here. So you can collapse those time frames and make things happen significantly faster by being involved here. Again, it's $39 to join. You become an affiliate. You get your back office, you get your websites. We've got a great app on the phone, an amazing mobile app where you can do everything for your business from that. We've got an online magazine that you can go to called myprimelife.com. I mean, really a lot of amazing support mechanisms in place. We've got weekly calls for training, for leadership, for opportunity, great presentations on your website. I mean, everything you need, and along with the leadership that is part of the team that's bringing you into this, literally whatever you need from a personnel standpoint, from a material standpoint, everything you need to successfully build a business that can pay you for the rest of your life. Now, how's the compensation plan work? Well, it's very simple. I suggest you get with the person who shared this with you. They can get into the details, but I can tell you this. Having designed compensation plans, it's incredibly well balanced. There's retail profits on the front end because that's the most important thing. Without people being able to purchase the product that don't want to do the business, just want to be customers. And by the way, we have a very, very high level of customers, one of the highest in the industry. We have retail profits. We also have initial sales bonuses when people purchase packages. There's bonuses for that. There's none of those crazy requirements saying, hey, if you purchase this bigger package, you make more money. We took out all the bad and we use all the good. We've got a hybrid compensation plan, taking the best of a binary, the best of a unilevel, the best of matching bonuses with residual, and we've married those three together. And whether you're just looking to build something small, make a few $100s a week, or build something a little bit bigger and perhaps make a few $1,000s, or maybe you want to make full-time income, whatever that is for you. We don't make any income claims or projections here. And if you want that true kind of break the bank rock star income, I mean, that super athlete type income, that's available here if you're willing to work and build for it. So the plan's incredibly well balanced. It's one of the higher paying plans in the industry, but the people that run the company, they've got a lot of experience, so they run the company very lean. They don't spend money unnecessarily. There's not these big fancy offices that just take up space and cost money. Very well run company, very high payout relative to the industry. Final thing I'll say is this in closing, is all the support's in place, both personnel-wise and systems, and most importantly is timing. The company has just passed its 2-year mark, and we all know that 90% of companies fail within the first 2 or 3 years. The company is cash flow positive. We right now are the number 3 largest hemp oil company in the United States. That's counting inside and outside of direct sales. That's the entire industry. And I believe within 6 months we'll move to number 2, and by the end of next year we'll be number 1, because again, we just opened Japan and Taiwan. We got Canada, Mexico opening very soon. Right after that, Hong Kong. And before the end of the year, we'll start the initial penetration into Latin America and into Europe. And then over the next 2-3 years, we'll go to 40, 50, 60 countries. So this is where we are. This is where we're headed. What we need right now is we need leadership. We need people. We need people like you. We need people who understand wealth creation, people who understand government deregulation, people that say, you know what, even though it's the holidays, I understand that money doesn't sleep, money doesn't wait, opportunity doesn't go away, it simply goes to somebody else, and I'm not going to miss out. Perhaps you're one of the ones that have had opportunity before and you didn't take advantage of it. Perhaps you've never had that opportunity before. Most people have never had a chance to participate in government deregulation, so they have no idea what it's all about. They don't even understand the concept of collapsing timeframes and doing in a few short years what normally takes more years to do. This is a new concept to them. So my suggestion, again, Google everything you heard here. Get with the people that shared this with you. Get on the phone with one of the leaders they're working directly with. If need be, get on the phone with me. Whatever we need to do to help you complete your valuation, and literally you can be positioned right here and have a business up and running, and you can literally be moving with momentum and velocity into the brand new year and make 2019 the best year yet. Because I can promise you this, 12 months of 2019 will never come back again. And I'm not willing to bet, at my age, I'm not willing to bet that I'm going to wait around to find government deregulation that bleeds back down into the home-based business industry ever again in my lifetime. It's here, it's now, and we're going to build it. So if you see what we see here, and if you truly feel what we feel, and you validate this by seeing anything you want and talking to anybody you want, then you decide what decision is best for yourself. At the minimum, my suggestion, try our hemp oil, use it every single day, do our detox at least once, and depending on how toxic your environment, do it maybe once a year, once every 6 months, once every 3 months, once a quarter. Some people even do it every other month. Some people live in really toxic places. You determine what's best for yourself. But most importantly, I just want to say enjoy the holidays. Have a great time. I'm available through the holidays, except for when I'm with family and friends. But anything I can do to help you along the way, be more than glad to do it. Thanks for spending time here. Have a great holiday season and great luck, best of luck, really, for whatever you do in 2019. Thanks so much. Ciao.